Hello everyone, my name is Andres Sandoval. The topic that I chose is called Theoretical Approaches to Second Language Acquisition. Next one, please. Okay, well, firstly, I chose that topic because this topic is related to the neuroscience theory to support acquire a new language. This theory is called declarative and procedural model. Yeah. Below I am going to answer the next question. How to memory systems, declarative memory and procedural memory play rules in language? Next one, please. Okay, in this slide I am going to make a little introduction about this topic, remembering some our parts of our brains towards related to the language, memory, and cognition. Yeah, the first one of these, according to the neurolinguistic Chomsky, this guy said that the memory is a result of connections of our cells in our memory. Yeah, the result of this is the memory, cognition, and acquire a new language. Yeah, in addition to this, they are four parts of our brains related to the language, memory, and cognition. Yeah, the first of them is cerebrum is the largest part of our brain related to the cognition, memory, and language. Yeah, the second one is cerebellum play an important role in our brain related to the cognition, memory, and language as well. Okay, the next one, please. Okay, you can see in the slide, they are two main and fundamental areas in our brain related to the acquire and learning a new language. The first one of these is Wernicke's area. Wernicke's area is related to understand the words, understand the people. Yeah, is related to listening skills. And Broca's area is related to words articulated. In other words, it means related to produce a species, or in other words, speaking skills. Okay, the next one, please. Okay, now I am going to define what is declarative memory. Well, declarative memory is acquire a new information, or in other words, is store new information in our brain. Yeah, I citation the authors Cohen and Squire, 1980. For example, now at Queen New Knowledge, for example, London is the capital of England. Zebras and animals are the date of your mom's birthday. Yeah, it's very important to know the information is explicit in declarative memory. Everything, everything is explicit, and the information is easy to find. Yeah. In addition to this, the declarative memory is located in the middle temporal lobe and including hippocampus. In addition to this, when you have a high level of sorry, when you have a high level hormone estrogen, you will have a high declarative memory. Okay, the next one, please. Okay, related to the language, when you are using, for example, for morphological forms, idioms, provers, singular and irregular word, grammatical rules, repetition and retention. We are using declarative memory in language. Yeah, the most important thing is the repetition and retention. When you are repetition as many times you can, you are using a lot your declarative memory in language. Okay, the next one, please. Okay, I am going to define what is procedural memory. Procedural memory is defined to how to do the things. Yeah. For example, I mentioned the authors Andrade and Walker, 2001, page 313 is how to deal with the actions. Yeah, for example, how to play video games, how to use, for example, a cell phone, or I don't know. Yeah, and related to how to make the things is more process. Yeah, it's more process, and the information is very important. The information it is not as clear as in the declarative memory. Yeah, the in our brain, the procedural memory is located in frontal basal ganglia circuits. Okay, the next one, please. Okay, when I have just said that procedural memory is very explicit. Yeah, everything, the information is encapsulated according to the opinion of Ullman 2001. Yeah, related to the language, they are a hierarchical sequencing of linguistics. Yeah, for example, in syntaxis, morphology and phonology. Yeah, for example, when you are speaking, the information is explicit and you can infer what the speaker are talking about. Yeah, in these cases you are using the procedural memory. Okay, the next one, please. Okay, I'm going to explain the interactions between declarative and procedural memory. Well, according to some authors, they are a big connection between declarative and procedural memory. As I said, declarative memory is related to acquire the knowledge, yeah, acquire the new information, store information. On the other hand, procedural memory is related to process the information, how to do the things. This is the main question to answer from procedural memory. The second one is we have to take into account the context. The context is very important. For example, in declarative memory, for example, related to the language, yeah, we have to learn grammar rules, for example, in English, or we have to learn new words. In these cases, we are using the declarative memory. On the other hand, for example, in more intermediate or advanced levels, when we understand, for example, listening podcasts or understand or comprehend the speaker said, we are using the procedural memory. Yeah. The next one, please. Well, for example, I citation that example related to the neuroimaging. This is another interaction between declarative and procedural memory. For example, when neuroimaging, humans learn in declarative memory, but on the other hand, at the same time, procedural is overridden. Yeah. Well, another example between the interactions is related to experiment of rats. Yeah, for example, when rats learn a new ability, They are using the declarative memory, but at the same time, procedural memory is overridden as well. Yeah. The next one, please. Okay, related to a new language acquisition, related to I have just said, declarative memory is more useful for grammar, for learning grammar or learning words. Yeah, but procedural memory is more for more advanced students level. Yeah. Second is declarative memory is more likely to increase in ages, for example, children and adolescents. But we are when we are older, our declarative memory is decreasing, and procedural is more common. Yeah. And the another one is explicit instruction. I have just said related to the declarative memory is related to explicit, is very explicit to find the information. On the other hand, procedural memory is very implicit and is hard to find. It's very difficult to find a solution. We process the information to find the solution. It's very complex to, in this case, procedural memory. Okay, the next one, please. Okay, this is my presentation about the theoretical approaches. Thank you very much.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Andres. So, guys, do you have questions for Andres?
Me, teach.
Okay. Okay, let's go with, sorry, Carol. Yeah, let's go with Carol.
Okay. My question for you, what do you think is the main theoretical approach to developing second language acquisition?
Yeah, according to, okay, thank you very much for your question. Well, my answer will be neuroscience. Neuroscience theory is the best is the best way to explain how our memory learns a new language. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, let's go with Jonathan.
Okay, my question to you it is, in which case do you use the theoretical approaches?
Yeah, I consider in my personal experience, I have been using every time these approaches. Why? Because I am learning a new language. In this case, is in English. And for example, in the slides, I have just said no. For example, when I learning grammar, I am learning the grammar rules, or for example, learning more advanced words. I am using my declarative memory to acquire new knowledge. And related to procedural memory, for example, in this case, in this moment, I am using my procedural memory to produce an speech. We have a weakness, yeah, and
Okay,
related to
perfect.
I'm sorry, and related to
Um,
the for example, in the quiz, listening quiz is more advanced, and I have to process the information, understand the audio to answer the question. Okay.
Perfect. Amazing. So, let's go with Sarah.
Okay, thank you. Based on your experience, what do you think is the best theoretical approach to learning and why?
Okay, I think I say again. I consider this theory is the best way to explain how is the new language acquire in our memory. Okay, I think the neuroscience, yeah? Neuroscience theory. Yeah?
Okay, perfect. Elda, your question for Andres.
Okay, yes. How to use repetition without demotivate students? What do you consider we can do?
Okay, well, we are as a future teachers. The repetition is very important when people are learning English in a basic level. Yeah, for example, to straighten the English level. Yeah, the repetition is the key to accomplish a more advanced level. For example, in when I was studying at high school, I have to review all of the times, for example, verb to be. Yeah, with the time, I could learn well this topic. Yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone for your questions, and thanks Andres for your presentation and the answers to each question. So in this way, I'm going to stop the recording.